What's up, everybody? I'm back. For those of you who don't know, I am Mr. Midnight, and this is my NFL predictions for Week 1. Now, a lot has happened since I've done these videos. It's great to do these again. I miss y'all. Got a new hat. Hey. So, of course, Super Bowl champs. It's a whole new season. Everything's new. Last season was great. This season should be better. So before I start, I'm going to go with the official NFL power rankings by Elliot Harrison. This is just his top 5. And I kind of agree with it. Now, and if you agree with it or disagree, I want you to post, in the comment section below and tell me what you think about it. So number 1, of course, Patriots. You can't deny that they're not top 5. I know a lot of y'all have y'all opinions about the whole Spygate, Deflategate, all this stuff, whatever. But you can't deny the fact that what Bill Belichick has done for that team, what Tom Brady has done for that team, and without having big name tools, so to speak, and still being, one of the best teams in the NFL. Number 2, they have Seattle. Now, I agree with this and I disagree. And here's why. Because I feel that without a solid running back, eventually Russell Wilson is going to feel the strain. I feel like he can't throw. He can't be like Drew Brees, who can throw it 500 times a game and still win. And especially with him being a dual threat, yes, he can run, when he needs to. I just feel like without a solid, I believe Thomas Rawls is injured. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe he is injured or at least banged up to where he's not, the man they want for the job. But also you can't deny the Legion of Boom. If they can keep you from scoring a touchdown, and all you got to do is get a field goal, you win the game. A win is a win, regardless of how you score. So, I get why they're number 2. Number 3, you got Atlanta. Now, this, I definitely don't agree with. I feel like Atlanta had their shot. Atlanta's good, don't get me wrong. Atlanta is good. But I feel like they had their shot. They missed out. A lot of teams gotten better. I don't have them even winning the division. So I feel like they should not be number 3. Number 4 is Green Bay. Green Bay should be number 3. Even though they have a still recovering secondary, we'll say that. Still recovering secondary. Still have Aaron Rodgers. You still have Jordan Nelson. You still have Randall Cobb. You still have Devontae Adams, I believe his name is. They have all these weapons plus a great coach and a defense that will get them by. Now, like I said, last year when they played Atlanta, Atlanta was a higher octane offense running on all fours. Green Bay was a banged up defense. If Green Bay had been healthy, the Super Bowl would have been entirely different. It would have been Green Bay versus New England, and New England still going out to win, but it would have been a whole nother, a whole nother scenario. The number 5, they got Pittsburgh. This I definitely don't agree with because Pittsburgh, I feel like they're now just a gatekeeper team. If you want to prove you're elite, got to get past the gatekeeper. They're bottom of the elite teams. I feel like Oakland should have been number 5. They did have Oakland at number 6, but I feel like Oakland should have been number 5. And hopefully, with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, if he's at least, I'll say, 75% of what he was when he was with Seattle, he's going to do better than most of the AFC. You have, yes, the top teams in the AFC are the Pats, the Raiders, and the Steelers. But like I said, the Steelers are that gatekeeper team. If you want to prove that you're good, you got to get past the Steelers. But I still feel Oakland should have been number 5. But if you want to look at the rest of the list, go to NFL.com and check out their power rankings. Now, Thursday, Week 1, that's the beginning of this great season we call football season. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. So Week 1, of course, you got the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots, versus Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this game is going to be a great game. This is the start of the season. This is going to start the momentum for either side. Now, with that being said, the Chiefs, Alex Smith is still being Alex Smith. He's not being phenomenal, but he's not someone to sleep on. His only issue is he doesn't have any real weapons. Now he does have what's his name? I believe his name is Hill. I believe Macklin was their biggest weapon, and Jamal Charles, with both of them now gone, kind of in a rebuild phase. So with this being the start of the season, this is going to kind of dictate who comes out the gate on fire and on point. For the Patriots, they got, I say we as a fan. Patriots definitely they have to win this game because of the fact that they want to set the tempo early against Oakland, Pittsburgh, teams that can actually win a playoff game and potentially go to the Super Bowl. This is where it starts, game one. For the Chiefs, the same thing for them. If they want to top out Oakland and the rest of their division, they have to win this game. This is one of those games where, like I said, even though they're not divisional games for them, it could potentially have playoff ramifications, even though it's only week one. A lot of people are like, oh, it's week one, it's whatever. Not when your division can be won by 1 or 2 games. You need every win that you can get. But also for the Chiefs, without Spencer Ware, with him being injured, he's looking with a knee injury. It's going to be, we'll see how they can, the backfield's going to be. It's going to be more the depth of the backfield, make sure everybody gets rest, because you don't want to risk, your second string running, and then he gets hurt later in the season or in that same game. So we're going to see how they play that. Then with the Patriots, the Edelman injury, that hurt a lot. He's going to be out for the whole season. But the Patriots did trade up Jacoby Brissett to the Colts to get Philip Dorsett in hopes to mitigate some of the strain on that wide receiver core. Hopefully everybody, does their job. Now, Sunday, got the Jets and the Bills. Now, this is going to be a divisional game. This is going to be, as I like to call it, battle second place. Y'all know why. With that being said, though, I believe the Bills are going to win this one. Even though they did get rid of Sammy Watkins, they still have Tyrod Taylor. They still have Shady. McCoy is still a very strong, very quick, explosive running back. He has the potential to put the team on his back and carry them to victory. That being said, the Jets also gave up a key defensive lineman, I believe, Saturday. They gave him Saturday to Seattle Seahawks. And I believe that trade may come back to bite them, especially in this game, without having a strong defense. McCoy and also Tyrod Taylor, who's a very Michael Vick-ish. He can run, throw on a run. That can cause a mismatch, and Bills could take advantage of that. Then you have Philly at Washington against the Redskins. Now, the Redskins, Kirk Cousins. I'm slowly starting to become a fan of Kirk Cousins. He has his off games, but he has more consistent on games than off games. So I'm slowly, becoming a fan. I'm going to see how he does. With Philly, I believe, who's that quarterback? What's that kid's name? Carson Wentz. I love Carson. I actually believe Philly's going to win this one. I'm a bigger fan of Carson. Even though he is a younger quarterback, he shows that he can hang with the big boys and potentially be an elite quarterback. Not now, but I said maybe 2 more years. He could be that guy. Maybe give Aaron Rodgers a run for his money in the NFC. Scandal. But yeah, I got Philly winning that game. Next we got the Raiders and Titans. I love Marcus Mariota. I love the Titans. I definitely have them having a close battle for their division. But Oakland is just the new powerhouse on the block. And I have, sorry about that. Had a little technical difficulties. Lost my train of thought, but I'm back. I believe I was on the Raiders, Titans. Like I said, I like Titans. I like Marcus Mariota. DeMarco Murray, I feel like, is still a great running back, and they have the weapons to win that division. But in this game, I got Oakland pulling it out. So we're going to see how Marshawn Lynch, everybody, if he's back to, like I said, 75% of what he was when he was with Seattle. Derek Carr, if he's fully recovered from his injury, plus you have Crabtree and Cooper. I feel like that that offense is high-powered enough to get quick touchdowns back-to-back and pull the game away. All right, next you got the Buccaneers versus Dolphins. Now this game, battle of Florida State, Sunshine State. Everybody actually had somebody say that Cutler, like they're happy with Cutler being in Miami. They feel like he's the guy that may give the Patriots a run for their money, and I'm not impressed. It's Cutler. History shows that he's Cutler. He doesn't, against a Buccaneers team who got only better. Buccaneers was getting by with just, James Winston and Mike Evans. Now they got Deshaun Jackson. You got Vincent Jackson, who's still a top tier wide receiver. Once Doug Martin comes back from his suspension, I believe that'll be the key component to putting the Buccaneers to the top. Actually have them winning their division and getting to the playoffs this year. But I definitely have them beating the Dolphins this game. Next one is Jacksonville Jaguars versus Texans. This will be a battle of the AFC South. And we'll see how Fournette said that during the preseason, he said that playing in the NFL is easy. Now, I like the confidence and cockiness that he has, but at the same time, it is preseason. You're dealing with second string, third string guys who are not, even first strings who are not taking this game as seriously as a regular season game. That being said, week one, you're playing a divisional rival, and you're dealing with J.J. Watt, Clowney, Brian, because you're dealing with a lot of big names on defense, and he's gonna regret saying that, especially if JJ gets a clean break and catches him sleeping. He'll put him to sleep then. I got the Texans winning this game just on pure prowess of the defense. Now, that being said, also the offense. Like I said, the offense can make mistakes, I feel like, and that'll be fine because they have a new quarterback. If they make mistakes, that's fine. The defense will help them recover, and the defense will keep the game close to where the offense can then capitalize on that. Then you have the Cardinals versus Lions. And this game, I have Detroit winning. Matt Stafford has, for I guess the past 3-4 seasons, has consistently been a top-tier quarterback. And it's a shame because I like Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald, and I like that. I want the Cardinals to do well. I just feel that time is not on their side. I feel like age is becoming a big factor, and even though they do have the number one running back, I think time has just taken its toll on Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald. That being said, I'm not saying don't sleep on them. I'm just saying in this game, I got the Lions winning it out, and I definitely see Golden Tate actually probably getting some MVP shine, at least for the game, player of the game shine, not like NFL MVP, but player of the game shine. I think he's going to torch the Cardinals defense. All right, next we have Atlanta versus Chicago. We're going to see how Atlanta does after Super Bowl until preseason's out the way. I still think they're a high-powered team. I still think they're a high-powered offense. We got Chicago, who's clearly rebuilding. They finally got rid of Cutler. They're going to have Trubisky, I believe, is going to be the starter. And I think Atlanta has it. Like I said, Chicago's in rebuild mode, so I don't expect too much from them this season. Give them like 2 or 3, see where they're at. But I definitely, Atlanta, Matt Ryan, Julio, those two, you just throw it in that boy's vicinity, and Julio's going to jump up there and catch it. It's just what he does. All right, next you got the Ravens versus Bengals. And kind of forgot Baltimore had a team, to be honest. I really did. Flacco hasn't done anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of forgot they were there. Cincinnati, however, you should still have Andy Dalton, AJ Green, who they have the same mindset, they're always on the same page and wavelength. I'm interested to see how they do with John Ross when he comes back from his injury. I'm saying it's easy to run. I believe you're not going to run 4-2 when there's no one guarding you. Let's see how you do when you're playing against somebody's pushing on you and right there on your heels. We'll see how fast he is now. See how his route running is. But for this game, I got the Bengals winning it. Like I said, AJ Green just alone, and Andy Dalton precision will help them win that game. Carry them. Excuse me. Parch. Excuse me. Like that. Yeah, when you champion, you get fancy, drink out of fancy cups. You know what I mean? Just a little water. All right, next you got Pittsburgh versus Browns. The Browns draft this year was really good. I'm actually giving the Browns, giving 3 more seasons, and they will be in the playoffs. They may not win that first playoff game, but they will be in the playoffs. At defense and everything like that. This draft was really, really good. But it's like I said, this is Pittsburgh, the gatekeeper team. They are. You want to prove you can dance with the big boys, you got to get past Big Ben and Brown are still top 3 best. I'll say top 5 best quarterback wide receiver duel. You can't, and Big Ben just a big guy that defenders try to bring him down, and he's just struggling them off, just pushing them out of his way. Like, he is a big guy. It'd be interesting to see how that does later in the season, because it seems, as always, later in the season, that's when he starts getting banged up. But for this game, I got Pittsburgh winning that one. Then the later games in Sunday evening, Colts versus Rams. The Colts have now Jacoby Brissett, since Andrew Luck will not be starting against the Rams. So we'll see how that goes. The Rams Rams have Sammy Watkins. I want to see how him and Goff and Gurley, the new the big 3 for LA, see how they do as a cohesive unit. See how that goes. The Rams defense, excuse me, they've slowly kind of like under the radar been good. So we're gonna see if that holds true and see how that offense does. But I actually have the Rams winning this game. Next thing you have I feel like the big game for Sunday, the must-watch game. You got the Seahawks versus Green Bay. This is the matchup that I will be watching Sunday, of course. See if Aaron Rodgers keeps doing his thing against the Legion of Boom. Aaron Rodgers is one of, stat-wise, because I got into a discussion with a friend of mine, stat-wise is the best quarterback in the NFL as of now. And even though you can't deny his talent, when he retires, he will be first ballot Hall of Fame. What they do on that Green Bay offense is amazing. Like I said, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, I think it's Adam. Just those 3, and his feet being he can extend the play just enough to get that deep ball. And you cannot forget about those Hail Marys. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if they do it on practice with blindfolds on or something. I don't know. It's just, you can't deny when he throws a Hail Mary, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be caught, and it's going to be for a big play and touchdown. But also I want to see how this game, got Russell Wilson's feet versus still recovering Green Bay defense. If he breaks free, gets extra 5 yards on the play, or just extend the play a little bit longer, and those corners who are tall, still slow. If they get burnt, Russell Wilson does have the arm power and precision to get it in there for a touchdown. But also, cool little trivia thing. Seattle's record at Green Bay is not that stellar. So it's interesting to see. I want to see how that goes. If history be on the side of Green Bay or Seattle. But for me, I actually have Seattle winning this game. I feel like Seattle's all-around team is better than Green Bay. Like I said, it's only because Green Bay has a recovering defense. But overall, I believe Seattle's going to pull that one out. Then you have the Panthers versus 49ers. 2 teams I feel aren't going anywhere. But you cannot deny that Cam Newton is a beast. You cannot deny Greg Olson's a beast. You cannot deny that Calvin Benjamin's a beast. Panthers will win this game. It says the 49ers. 49ers actually recently got rid of Ahmad Brooks. I believe he actually went to Green Bay, um, which is going to benefit Green Bay, but it's going to really hurt 49ers, and especially in this game, I believe Panthers are going to win this one. And then the last game of Sunday night will be the Giants and Cowboys. Now, if history is on the side of the Giants, they will beat the Cowboys. This is a game that if you want, you can just turn off your TV, go to sleep. This game is not even important. I don't even know why I have it in my notes. But since it is in my notes, without Ezekiel Elliott being there, it's going to be more pressure on Dak Prescott to carry the team. Him and Dez need to be on the same page. Him and Cole Beasley need to be on the same page. And I feel like with the Giants defense always bearing down on the quarterbacks like they do, I don't feel like Dak's going to be able to get comfortable enough to create a rhythm with his with his wide receivers. And unfortunately, the Giants will win this game. Ugh. Monday night, though, we have the Saints versus Vikings. I also will be watching this game. I feel like this is going to be a good game because of the fact that this is the first time that we will get to see Adrian Peterson versus his old team. This is one of the things that I'm interested in. I would like to see this go down. Now you also have Drew Brees, and with Adrian Peterson in the backfield, also, as well as Mark Ingram, Drew Brees doesn't have to throw it 500 times. Granted, if he does, they'll win. But if he doesn't, they'll still win. There now with Willie Snead being suspended for 3 games, that may help, may hurt a little, but they have enough firepower to get it done to where, like I said, Ingram or Peterson can catch it out of the backfield, can run it. The Saints defense will be good enough to stop the Vikings, especially since the Vikings do not have Bridgewater. I have the Vikings losing this one to the Saints. I have the Saints winning this one, and see how Adrian Peterson, if he does play, see how he does. If he's back to being the old AP that we know and love, or will he be last 2 seasons, AP? Then the last game of Week 1 will be the Chargers versus Broncos. Now, Phillip Rivers has always been a good quarterback. He's consistent. I enjoy watching him. The Chargers are kind of resurging, if you will. A lot of their players were injured last season. I think that hurt them. Like, that kept them from being a great team. They did release Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead's now with the Falcons. The Ravens. But you're going against a Broncos team who, yes, that defense is phenomenal. But they're starting, I believe, Trevor Siemian. They did re-sign Brock Osweiler, which I feel was a mistake. And he may get his starting job back, but I feel like that, like I said, is a mistake. I was not impressed with Osweiler when he was with the Broncos. But with this game, I believe the Broncos defense is going to be what determines the winner of this game. I have the Broncos winning it on pure power of the defense. That way, Trevor Siemian doesn't have to throw it, as much, and that would allow him to slowly, get used to playing and building the chemistry with the team as they go along, and hopefully, being able to win that game. Now that is my Week 1 predictions. I hope to be right. I'm going to keep a tally at my personal record, see how I do. Now I'm going to call it now because Week 1, I want, barring any injuries, this is my divisional prediction of who will win the division. Like I said, barring it, this is excluding any further injuries to teams, their current standing as of now. So for the AFC East, of course, I have the Patriots. I feel like they are millennia ahead of other teams. In the AFC West, you have Oakland. I feel like that team, high-powered offense, is going to be enough to keep everybody else at bay. Now, Kansas City last season did keep them from winning that division, but I think with Marshawn Lynch is going to give them the extra oomph to help them firmly secure the #1 spot in the AFC West. The AFC North, then you have Steelers. The Steelers, like I said, gatekeeper team. They're keeping the AFC North isn't strong enough yet to contend with that. Last you have the AFC South, and I got Houston. Now, with this being said, I put Houston above them all just because prowess of the defense. I have Tennessee close, very close, very close, like, very close. Second, um, and we'll see how that plays out with Houston's, with their dealing with the hurricane. If their mind isn't on football, that may make them miss some plays. Uh, but I got Houston winning it, prowess of defense alone, and we'll see how that goes. Now with NFC, I have NFC East. I have the Eagles. A lot of people are saying the Giants are going to win. I think that because of Eli's inconsistency. Now, yes, he does have Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall, and yes, that's on paper seems great. I just feel that Eli is going to be the reason why that doesn't work. And the Eagles, I think, are all around just a more better cohesive unit, and I have them winning that division. NFC North, of course, Green Bay. They're always going to be top dogs in the NFC. I can't imagine a playoffs without Green Bay in it. I don't believe it's going to happen. You got Aaron Rodgers, and his offense is just they're the Packers. They're going to be it. AFC West. I have Seattle Seahawks once again, like Green Bay. Seahawks they're just that team. They're going to be top dogs in the NFC. They're always going to be vying for that top spot. With Russell Wilson commandeering the offense and his ability to make a play on the run while leading the boom, backing up the defense and making sure that, either making interceptions or deflections or making key hits that result in turnovers. They're going to be there. And then last but not least, now a lot of people this is the division. I feel like this is my division to watch. The NFC South. I have the Buccaneers winning. Carolina, I feel like, isn't at the their Super Bowl run form. I feel like Atlanta missed their shot, and then it comes down to the Saints and Buccaneers, and the Saints are going to be a close second as well, but I feel like the Buccaneers just got better. So they were doing fine. They were doing good against everybody else when they just had Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson, and Mike Evans was making most of the catches. You throw in Deshaun Jackson, who's another deep threat guy, who's another route running guy. Now you have three big wide receivers that you can throw it to, who you just throw it in the air and they will catch it. Once Doug Martin comes back into the fold, you now have a running back who consistently can get you yards to 4 to 5 yards a carry. It's going to be hard for teams to stop that. And then you have also Winston, who can make a play with his feet. He can extend the play as well to allow his the big wide receivers to get down the field. And that's going to be, like I said, his legs are going to be the X factor. I believe that's going to put the Bucs ahead of everybody in that division, and they're going to make a solid. I say give them a solid playoff run until they run up against Seattle or Green Bay, and we'll see how they do within the season. But that is my NFL predictions. If you agree or disagree, post in the comment section below. Let me know. Let's talk it out. Let's hash it out. As football fans, that's what we like to do. We like to hash it out, talk trash. I know a lot of y'all love the fact that I'm a Pats fan. I know y'all love that. And y'all gonna love the fact that I'm still a Pats fan. But that's what football's all about, baby. It's about camaraderie amongst us fans. A lot of trash talking, and fantasy football. If you're not doing fantasy football, you should do it. It's fun. I'm in 4. It's a lot of trash talking, a lot of bragging, and it just gives you another reason to watch football. And what's better than watch football? But I am Mr. Midnight. That was my NFL predictions for Week 1. I hope to see y'all soon. And y'all take care. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Deuces.